Let's do it. Ever popular Benidorm series. Great, isn't it? I'm looking forward to this. Yeah, that's brand new music from Turing Breaks. It's called Keep Me Around. This is Cool FM Spain, live and local from Benidorm. It's 1:15 on this February afternoon, the 11th of February, so it is. As I mentioned at the top of the hour there, I've been joined in the studio with the team, or part of the team, behind the ever-popular, the hugely growing website, forum and Facebook page, Benidorm Series. I've got Tracy and Essex and Lisa McGuinness in the studio. Good afternoon, ladies.
Afternoon, Ash.
Afternoon. Hello. Right, I'm going to talk to you first, Tracy. I know you quite well, Tracy. You're a local here in Benidorm. I've got to know you over the last few years through different reasons, and you've now become part of this Facebook page. Well, what started off as a Facebook page, Benidorm, seriously, it's growing. It's absolutely massive now, and I just wanted you to come into today just to tell people a little bit more about it.
Well, it has to be one of the biggest Facebook groups going, I think. We've actually got now 18,500 members in less than a year.
8.5 or
18?
18,500. 18,500 members in less than a year?
Yeah, 11 months. It was 11 months 2 days ago.
That is incredible, isn't it?
It's taken us all by surprise. When we got 5,000 members, we were all excited. So
It is a great page, though. I want to talk about it a little bit more shortly, but before that, I want people just to know who you are, Tracy, because you're always the one that sits behind the website and sits behind the computer screen and behind the Facebook page, always spending hours and hours replying to people's sometimes ridiculous comments, I must say, on Facebook, but you still do a fantastic job at it. But nobody really knows much about you, so tell us a little bit about you, Tracy. How long have you been in Benidorm, Spain, and what is it you do apart from Benidorm, seriously?
Well, I moved to Spain in May 2008, and I spent 3 years down in Torrevieja, actually running my own water filter business.
Water filter business? Oh, that's a bit of a change.
Very, very big business down there.
Okay.
So that was quite good. And then the circumstances changed, and I ended up moving to Benidorm, and I've been to Benidorm for 5 years now.
5 years in Benidorm.
Yeah.
That's neat. I've been here. I was working out the other day. I've been here 8 years, and I still absolutely love it. There is a change between Torrevieja and Benidorm. Obviously, it is different, isn't it? Did you adapt to that well? I mean, the nightlife and the entertainment scene here, and just the life in general is very different to Torrevieja from Benidorm. Was that a good switch for you?
Definitely, yeah, definitely. I love it here in Benidorm. There's so much more going on.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
And it's the area itself is much more picturesque as well.
It is beautiful up here. I absolutely love it.
Area.
And that is really what you do. You've just sort of summed what you do up there. What you do is promote Benidorm, not just here on the radio, but every day of the week. Part of your, what has now become more or less a full-time job, I presume, on Benidorm, seriously, is promoting Benidorm, isn't it?
It is indeed. The aim of the group is to actually prove that there's not much more to Benidorm than just the 1 square mile of drinking. There's so much more to see and do in this area, and that's what we hope to actually show people.
Well, you're now showing it to an awful lot of people, like you say there, over 18,000 members. You must be doing something right, because people keep just adding to this group and adding and adding and adding. And you've added to it as well, haven't you? Because it's starting off as a Facebook page, and you've now sort of made the group more open and wider, haven't you? How have you done that?
Yes, we have. We actually found the Facebook group was just far too busy for us to handle, with having the same questions asked time and time again. That Derek actually designed a website for us. He's the technical guy behind it all.
Derek being your husband,
yes,
who is also part of Spain's #1 tribute to the Blues Brothers.
He is indeed, yes.
He's in the studio. He's in the studio actually. I can see him
hiding in the corner.
I can see him over there. Great show as well, by the way. If you're out and about, be sure to go and see the Blues Brothers tribute team in Benidorm. It's not a show; it's a party, and they're absolutely brilliant. So they are. So he's obviously got another job as well. You're doing other things as well as this Benidorm, seriously. But continue. You were saying that that we had the Facebook page and it was growing and growing, so you made it more open. And how was it you done that?
Well, so we've now got the website as well, which has about 113 pages of information on it. So anytime a repeat question comes on the Facebook group, we can just put the link on straight to the website, which makes our job a lot easier. It's a lot quicker. I do a daily weather report. Every morning I get up and that's my first job, to look out my window and do the weather report. If it's not on there by 11 o'clock in the morning, I get messages asking me if I'm alright.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
it is unbelievable. The way Facebook works, it is just unbelievable. And then, like you said, the website came along and you have the forum on there as well, where people can talk and keep interactive with each other. That's the plan of that, isn't it? So people can get more information quicker.
Yeah, that's right. Also, the forum for us is like our store cupboard, because things get lost so quickly on the Facebook page. You know, questions asked, and because we're so busy, it's disappeared within 5 minutes. The forum is where we store all the important information, like all the hotel reviews. We've got hundreds and hundreds of hotel reviews. So our aim in time is to get more people to put more reviews on, so we can be like a mini TripAdvisor for Benidorm.
Good idea. Great idea. We'll come back to that in a minute. I want to bring in the lady sitting next to you now. Up next, we've got Lisa McGuinness, also part of the team behind Benidorm Seriously. Once again, good afternoon, Lisa.
Hello.
Lisa, it's a pleasure to have you in the studio with me today. Now, I've never actually met you before, Lisa. However, I feel through Benidorm Seriously, I know you very well. You just feel through Facebook. You can find out so much. If you wanted to, you could find out information about everybody, couldn't you? You could.
I'm sure you could, yes.
You definitely could, Lisa, you could. And you do basically what Tracy was saying there. What you sort of do is you spend an awful lot of time replying to some of these comments on the page, don't you?
Yes, I'm the sort of the finding out information person.
And finding out information. And that must be difficult with some of the ridiculous comments that... I have watched Benidorm Seriously progress over the year, and I think what the forum has done is sort of stop a lot of those comments coming in. For instance, Derek actually, when he walked into the studio, mentioned one, do they sell baby food in Benidorm? How do you reply to that comment, Lisa?
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do, yeah, because believe it or not, there's babies in Benidorm as well,
There's
isn't there?
one or two, yes.
Just one or two.
Yes.
And do you enjoy working with Benidorm Seriously, or does it sometimes sort of annoy you that some of these comments that you have to reply to, you just think, get some common sense? you must think
Sometimes
that.
late at night, you're thinking, why?
Why? Just why?
Why?
But then you must...
Most of the time.
Yeah, you must get some sort of feeling of, I don't know, recognition's the word I'm looking for. You must get a positive feeling about it, knowing that so many people are interested in your opinion, because that's what people are looking for, aren't they?
Yeah, they ask a question, and when you answer them and they sort of come back and say, thank you, that's what I wanted to hear, or that's what I was looking for, then it's gratifying.
Yeah, I think that's the word I was looking for. Yeah, I think it is, and I think that's the one I was looking for. Yeah, it must be great, and you do obviously know a lot about Benidorm, because every time you reply, or do you have to find that information out, or do you just sort of already know, sort of thing?
Sometimes Google helps.
Yeah, Google's a great thing, isn't it?
Google Maps.
And Google Maps is a good thing as well. I'll tell you one thing I've always struggled with Benidorm. Like I said, I've been here 8 years, and you hear some of these places advertised or promoted on so-and-so street. I could name you 2 streets in Benidorm, Caia Girona and Caia Londres, and the Europa and the Mediterranean, but that is about it. Do you know all the streets in Benidorm?
No.
They're still difficult,
No.
aren't they?
Yes.
I struggle with that.
The main ones.
The main ones, and that's about it,
The
isn't it?
little ones, Google Maps.
Google Maps, get on that and you can have a look and sort of post that. I just want to find a little bit out about you as well, Lisa. How long have you been here in Benidorm?
14 years.
14?
Yes.
14 years?
14.
And you must have done some jobs over that 14 years, because the place has changed in 8 years while I've been here, so in 14 years you must have seen a lot of changes.
Yes. Yeah.
For the good?
Some of it for the good.
And some of it for the...
Some of it for the, yeah.
For the,
not quite so good.
Yeah, I would, to be honest, I would sort of agree with you. There's been some fantastic changes, and I'll tell you what I'm liking at the moment. I don't know if you'll agree, I'm sure you will. There seems to be so much more money being spent, not necessarily by the town hall and the government, but businesses in the area over the last few weeks, few months. They're pumping a fortune into the town. Have you noticed that with the hotels and bars that seem to be getting a lot of money spent on them?
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of refurbishments. Like the Don Pan show's having a facelift.
Yeah, it looks good as well,
A lot of
doesn't
bars
it?
have got the workmen in.
Yeah, that can only be a good thing because they must be seeing something positive for the future. If you're going to spend, I believe that the Don Pancho is into a huge six-figure sum what they're spending on theirs, and then on top of that the Dalmatas, which is going to be the new Port Benidorm hotel. That I heard a figure of €7 million that was getting spent because they've built up the side of the hotel a brand new structure, which it looks like they're adding family rooms to the side of the hotel. Yeah. It was reported 7 million, but either way, it's a lot of money to. It looks like what they've done is totally gut the hotel. The point I'm trying to get at is Benidorm is sort of growing and expanding and getting better every year. We're getting more tourists, and that's a fact. We had more tourists last year than the year before, and it is getting bigger. Why do you think that is? Why, from your own personal perspective, because you talk to thousands of people on Facebook every day, you give them your comments. Why do you think Benidorm is becoming, or still, one of the busiest tourist destinations in Europe?
I think it's got the best entertainment in Europe.
Yeah, as
You can't really go anywhere else and see the sort of acts that you can see here.
I'd agree with that, yeah. I would agree with that. There's some brilliant shows in the town, and like you say, and it's all free, isn't it? People forget that.
Yes, it's all free. You walk in and just buy a drink.
And the drinks...
watch 6 acts.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? And the drinks are cheap as well. I mean, the cost of the drinks are cheap. Actually, you might be able to tell me, what's the exchange rate today? Do you know? What are we on?
Go on, Tracy.
It's 1.265 today, so up slightly on yesterday.
You should do a business report as well. 1.265 today. Oops, it was because it was down to around 126 yesterday,
It was
wasn't it?
1.255 yesterday.
1.255, and these things make a big difference because I'll bring you back in, Tracy, while you're mentioning that, because this exchange rate, it's dropped, hasn't it? It has dropped a lot.
It has, yeah. I mean, last summer it was up to 1.40, so it's a big drop.
I remember, yeah.
Big drop.
And what would you say? What would you say is the most asked question on Benidorm seriously?
What's the weather like?
What's the weather like? Yeah.
Every single day, we must get 10, 20 questions. What's the weather like? If I had a crystal ball, I'd be a millionaire.
Yeah, I bet you would, yeah. And talking of millionaires, can you make a business out of Benidorm seriously? Is it profitable? Is it able to make a business? Or is it just an information page that you're sort of working towards? I'm not really sure.
It is more of an information page, but obviously now we've got the website and the forum, we do have running costs, and we do have several people that are advertising on the website, so obviously it's all business for them, and that helps pay towards our running costs.
Yeah.
But basically it's a non-profit making organisation, so...
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but I also see that you must be putting so many hours and so much time into this thing. I mean, I see your comments in the morning at, God knows what time, I don't know, 9 o'clock, and then you still comment sometimes at 3 o'clock the following morning, and in between as well. I want some money for it, mate. I wouldn't do that for nothing. I'd do nothing for nothing, me, I tell you that. Right, we're going to continue our chat in a few minutes. Stay with us. We've got the ladies from behind the scenes at Benidorm Seriously. Are you a member of Benidorm Seriously? If not, you should be. You should get involved. Great page for everyone to join in, whether you're an expat, local, tourist, you're just here for a few months at a time, want information, you want to know what the weather's like. Instead of opening the curtains and having a look, you can just go on Facebook and find out. It's much easier, apparently. We'll talk to the ladies again next. Stay with us. We're going to play some Everly Brothers in the meantime, straight after these. Yeah, that's the 4 Non-Blondes taking you back to the 90s on What's Up. It's 20 to 2, good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. We are Cool FM Spain, live on the world-famous Benidorm Central Strip on this Thursday afternoon. As I mentioned earlier there, we've joined in the studio this hour with the team, or parts of the team, behind Benidorm Seriously. So I've got Lisa and Tracy with me. Lisa, I want to talk to you a little bit next. Is that all right?
Yeah,
go on then.
Why not?
Why not? Let's have a chat. Lisa, I just want to, well, there was a couple of things we'd sort of spoke about off air there, which I want to just sort of talk about quickly now. We're sort of being filmed here. We've got a camera filming us. Now, I was thinking, you've expanded Benidorm Seriously. You've had a Facebook page, a forum, a website. How about, get this, a TV programme?
It'd have to go on late at night.
How do you reckon?
A lot of beeps in it.
A lot of beeps in it. Because we're being filmed now, I'm sort of like, hey, I can see the camera and I'm just thinking, that'd make a brilliant TV programme because it's real people in Benidorm.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I just want to think, just quickly, your opinion of some of the TV programmes we've currently got showing Benidorm at the moment. We might as well talk about it. We've got two which are on TV, Prime Time, ITV and Channel 5, some of the biggest channels on British television. We've got Bargain Loving Brits in the Sun and ITV's Benidorm. Go on, be honest, tell me, do you watch it?
Yes, I do.
Which one do you watch?
I watch both of them.
Do you watch, and what do you think? You can be honest, don't worry about it.
The comedy series, it's not as funny as it used to be.
I would agree with you in parts. I would agree with you. I think it was brilliant when it first went onto the TV. I think it has changed, it's evolved, and they're trying to make new scenes.
Possibly, it might give some people the wrong impression.
Yeah, because a lot of it seems to be focused around the campsites, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But the problem is, I was talking to somebody about this the other day, and you can't really make a television programme about everybody in Benidorm. I've got you sitting there, Tracy. I want to see what you think. Bargain Loving Brits in the Sun, Tracy. Go on, tell us, because this is one of the most commented things on your Facebook page at the moment. I see a lot of people talking about it and commenting and sort of. I saw a rant break out the other day, and that may not have been on your page, but it was on somebody's page somewhere. What's your opinion of it?
I think any PR to do with Benidorm is great. It'll obviously bring more people into the town, but it's not necessarily all like that. We don't all live in caravans.
No, that's true. We don't all live in caravans. No, we don't. I do agree with that. But as I mentioned, as I said, we were having a conversation off air, and like I said, the problem is you can't really show what everybody in this town does, because you'd be here for years. And I think some of the people that are on there have came across great, and actually most of them have came across great in their own way. I don't think anybody's acted on Bargain Loving Brits in the Sun. I think it is showing the real people behind the scenes. I'm just not too sure if it's everybody's cup of tea. I was just wondering what your opinion of it, Tracy.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can't please all the people all the time anyway. So, you know, it's doing the job. It's called Bargain Loving Brits, and that's the side of Benidorm it's actually showing.
Yeah.
Obviously, there is a lot more to Benidorm to that. As I say, we don't all live in caravan sites, and sometimes it's just as cost effective to live in an apartment.
Yeah, so it is. A friend of mine, funnily enough, has just this last week sold his caravan to move into an apartment because he found one that was actually cheaper living in an apartment than it was in the caravan. So he sold his caravan, he actually doubled his money as well, moved out, and he's moved into an apartment now, and he's very happy as well. I mean, he was happy on the campsite, but I think it gets a little bit cold in the winter and very hot in the summer, you know.
Yeah, and also it's the lack of privacy as well.
Yeah,
I mean, you've got no privacy there whatsoever. And if you want the community spirit, then that's the place to be. But if you want a bit of privacy, then obviously you can't beat an apartment or a villa.
No, there's some good ones. I love where you live, by the way, as well. Funny enough, you're my next door neighbour, actually.
I know, you're 2 floors down.
So I am, yeah. Benidorm's a small place, isn't it, Tracy?
Yeah. My dogs overlook your terrace.
Yeah, they do, yeah. Every time I take my dog out for a walk, he always has a look up just to see if they're popping their heads over. Yeah, it's a small world, isn't it? It's a small Benidorm. Right, so just a couple of more things before we finish. This year for Benidorm, what do you reckon? As the problems that we've had in different other two popular British tourist destinations, Tunisia, Egypt, do you think Benidorm's going to boom this year?
Definitely. We're getting so many comments that a lot of the hotels are already fully booked. So it's definitely going to be a very, very busy year for Benidorm this year.
Yeah, well, we're 90% booked up at the Royal Park Hotel already for most of the year. I mean, at the moment, this weekend's full. It's Valentine's, obviously, but the rest of February is slightly quieter, down to around 80%. But in general, extremely busy when the summer comes as well. I'm looking forward to it, actually. I cannot wait. Right, unfortunately, we need to run out of time. I just want to find out what would your selling point for Benidorm Seriously be? There's somebody out there listening thinking, I've never been on that Benidorm Seriously. Why should I go on there? What would you tell them?
Well, our tagline is we're different and proud of it. And the reason we're different is because every single member of admin actually lives and works here in Benidorm. So the advice and information we give is 100% correct. Or we try to be 100% anyway.
Important that, very important indeed. You live and work in Benidorm, so you know Benidorm better than anybody else, because it's ridiculous. You know what I can't understand is how people comment who are living back in the UK that have sometimes never been here and think, or maybe been here once or twice only, and think that they're a Benidorm expert. It gets right up my nose. Some of them know absolutely nothing about Benidorm, and they just watch these TV programmes and think that they know everything about it more than you. Somebody who's lived here for years, who's researched the town, who knows everything about it. How can that must get on your nerves too?
It is frustrating, very frustrating, which again is one of the main reasons why I started Benidorm seriously, is to get over that point.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. I mean, we here at Cool FM, we're all based here. We're not based in the UK, we're not in Manchester, London, no, we're based here because we can give you the best information possible. We only need to look out the window to see the weather forecast. You know, obviously it's going to be right because we're sitting here, we're not anywhere else. I think that's important. You've got me going here, Tracy. I just think that's important. I really do. It gets on my nerves that people are elsewhere and they've got something else to say about Benidorm. If you want something to say about it, come here and say it, do you know what I mean? Or come here and get the information correct.
We actually have, between us and our admin and moderators, we actually have over 56 years worth of experience living and working in Spain.
And that's important, isn't it?
It is,
because then you can give right and correct information.
Yeah. Things change out here every second. It's not like back home when things change every few months. It is every 5 minutes out here.
It's true.
You know, the entertainment scene is always changing, and the What's On guide we have has got to be the most up-to-date What's On guide.
And you know the funny thing as well, the weather always changes.
It does.
It might say one thing on a computer screen sitting in England or sitting in America, but you need to be here looking through the window.
Which I do every morning.
Which you do, because you live in Benidorm, overlooking the Mediterranean and overlooking the rest of Benidorm. I mean, who else is better to ask than you or somebody living in this area?
Exactly.
What the weather's like, what the exchange rate's like. Well, I think it's brilliant. I just needed to get that off my chest there, Tracy, you know. Right then, unfortunately, we've run out of time, really. Just a couple of quick questions. Benidorm, seriously. It says Benidorm, seriously. That's the name. Is it just the Benidorm, seriously? Do you not cover other parts of the Costa Blanca?
Yes, we do. Yeah, we've got lots of information on Guadalest, Maria, Denia, Alicante. We cover the whole area.
Brilliant. So if people want more information, all they need to do literally is, I presume, go onto the computer, type in anywhere, Benidorm seriously, and they're going to find you, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And of course the website is called benidormseriously.com.
.com, not .es.
No, .com.
Why is that? Do you know?
It's more universal. It's worldwide.
I've always wondered that. Why is some .com, .co.uk or .es? I've never really wondered. I have to research that. Right then, that has been our afternoon chat for today. I hope you've enjoyed it. For more information, very easy, go onto the internet, type in Benidorm seriously. It really is one of the #1 places to look when you're looking for information from people who know all about Benidorm and, more importantly, who are based here in Benidorm. Ladies, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much, Ash.
Thanks very much, Lisa.
Thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure. Have a great afternoon, ladies. Right, we best continue. Best play some more cool music. And this is Cool FM Spain, live and local, from Benidorm. Stay tuned.